Autzen Stadium is mid-sized in terms of capacity. Its capacity for decibel level virtually unmatched. Like when Kenny Wheaton took back the pick. Legends like Mariota and LaMichael ran wild. Welcome to Eugene and Autzen Stadium, home of the Oregon Ducks. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, the Minnesota Golden Gophers, taking on the 17th ranked team in the land, the Oregon Ducks. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to... And the Golden Gophers will put toe to leather to crank us up. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. He's got great speed. Got a little room. He's going to get loose. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Oregon.
And you cannot start this game any better than to take the opening kickoff all the way to the house. How about the speed by the return man? Once he got in the open field, that dude was gone. This place is going crazy.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point makes it 7-0. How about that for starting things with a bang? Opening kickoff and house that baby. What a job there. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Minnesota's offense will get the first swing of the game. One matchup to watch in this one is how well do the backers tackle in space, David?
Yeah, and you've got to have great linebackers to get this guy on the ground. And they've got it. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. A lot of head-to-head battles, linebacker versus running back.
Yeah, tackling him in space, but also covering him out of the backfield. These two dudes are going to be shadowing each other all game long.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day.
Full start, offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Can't get him to the ground. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. On third down, going up top. On the run, still looking. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. How frustrating for an offense to not only see the extra defensive back with the dime package, but still have their quarterback get hit.
Yeah, when you go down, this is a passing situation. And if you're a defensive lineman, I'm pinning my ears back. I'm not playing the slightest bit of run. I don't care if they run the football. I'm getting to the quarterback. Nice job understanding that, rushing the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
And the coverage team able to make the tackle. So Oregon's offense will get the ball for the first time. And they seem to believe that they can take big plays away and man coverage by just locking him up in this matchup, David.
Yeah, and it's hard to lock down a great wide receiver, but a great defensive back versus a great wide receiver, we got a showdown.
Yeah, let's be honest, David. Most defenses don't have a dude like that at cornerback that could do that in a game like this, but this matchup is unique, and it's going to really determine the outcome of the game.
Looking to throw on second down. Got his man in the middle. Carrying the ball with an edge and hammering his way to the 40. Now facing a third and long. Defense a little too jumpy there, and they got into the neutral zone too soon.
Encroachment, defense.
Defense couldn't quite hold its water, and it'll be 5 free yards for the O. They're going to go to the air on third and short. He's got it down the middle. That'll be enough for the first down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line. Defense didn't maintain its discipline there, and they get into the neutral zone. It'll cost them 5 yards. Contact in the neutral zone leads to that penalty. Good news for the offense. Quick release on the RPO. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down. The Ducks are flying down the field. Looking to go up top on first down. A little release to the back. And oh, did they know that one was coming. They'll knock him down in the backfield. This offense has a second down play. The give out of the gun. Several defenders get an assist on that tackle. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can pick up the first without scoring. Looking to throw for it. Got his man quickly. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it first and goal at the 6. Looking to the end zone. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection. After getting nothing, it's second and goal from the 6. He'll run it to the middle, looking for the end zone. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. This whole red zone offense thing has been a little shaky. They've been stopped twice already. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks!
Man, this offense has started the season off so good. 1-0 a week ago, right? Now building on it again. Great job putting points on the board. It's still the first half, but this unit looks dialed in.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. So the final tally on that drive will be 31 yards, and they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion? Ball still spotted at the 34. It's 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Finds his man down the middle. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of a first down. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. Safe completion on the screen. He's out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for the first down. The Golden Gophers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The play action fake. Quickly out to the tight end. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. You just can't hit the quarterback like that. That is a dumb play, and the defender got caught red-handed. They'll try the right side. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Kept it on the ground on first down, now back to the line. He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. Got it in the middle, it's King. They get him down after he makes the catch. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Pocket starts to collapse. Makes the grab on the left. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line. Offense about to reel off its 7th play of the drive. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. The pull and throw off the RPO. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike. They're going to throw it again. He got it. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Just an ill-advised play by the defender to make contact with the quarterback after the throw, and it cost his team. Try to barge their way in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Golden Gophers! Big-time touchdown there to get some much-needed momentum.
You got to find something, right? Who you going to go to make that big play to get you back into it? You're not back in it yet. It's not tied. You're not there yet, but you're starting to inch back into it and get some momentum going.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
14, Minnesota, 7.
On the move from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you play a lot of plays, you get worn out, you need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer, but you've also got to take your time and give your defense an opportunity to get their win.
They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. Grabs it in the middle. Really nice job there by both guys, the throw and the catch, to work that defense and get the first down. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. They are live. Go and get things started here in the 2nd. See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Pulls it and fires to the left. This is a kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. The negative play leaves them with 2nd and 12. Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Encroachment. Defense.
Defense just a little too eager, and that's 5 yards for the O. Trying play action. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Getting some heat. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
Well, you can see why this team thinks this kid has a real bright future. It's amazing. He's only a true freshman. He's not built like one, though, and you saw it on that last play. Trust me, that is the first of many sacks in this kid's collegiate career.
The Ducks will send out the punt unit. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin him deep. And that one will sail out of bounds. No chance for a return there. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
They'll need to convert this third down from their own 22 to get this drive jump-started. To the ground to try to pick up the first. They were all over him, nowhere to go as that third down play turned into a disaster. Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. And the offense takes the field eager to go back to work. Trying to find his man on first down. Makes his connection. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. Quarterback on the keeper. Stop just inside the 25. We'll mark it at the 24. Pickup of 10 and a first down. From the gun, running back gets to give. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Line getting set on second down. Gives it to the back on the draw. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. And the Ducks are threatening in the red zone. They'll try to run for it.
3rd and 2, trying to be physical, trying to win the battle up front. Almost there, Palmer, just short, 4th and inches.
Yeah, and he was so disappointed he didn't pick up that first. He's looking over to the sidelines right now, asking for the ball again here on the 4th.
And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
Well, the head coach decided to play it safe on 4th and inches and trot his field goal team out there, and his field goal kicker just made him look like a pretty smart guy.
So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. The option look. The deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in this football game. No need to panic. This offense just has to put a couple drives together. And listen, the defense will get this back and get some stops, Palmer, and get you the football back.
And I think here too, David, you have an opportunity to keep the pressure on the opponent. Yeah, they just went down and scored, but you score here, and this game's still tight. You keep their feet to the fire, so an opportunity here to keep applying that pressure.
You want to be physical with the quarterback, but you can't give up those roughing the passer penalties. It's 1st and 10. Finds his big tight end. And he laid the lumber to stop him from getting the first down. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Now the play fake. And his throw is incomplete. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. And the Golden Gophers will line up to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. Making sure there's no return on that one as the punt sails out of bounds. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your favor and then exploiting them.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. Finds his big tight end. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down. The Ducks come to the line with a new set of downs.
Good enough for a first down.
Out of the gun to give to the back. A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior. As we reach the 2-minute warning, they'll need to try to get a stop to keep this thing from getting out of hand. Looking to throw on second down. Takes the easy throw in the flat. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. 3rd and short from the 49. Is this 4-down territory? Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. And the 3rd down pass is incomplete. The Ducks will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. No return possible on this one. It goes out of bounds, and they'll mark it right around the 30-yard line. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Not a lot of... And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense.
And it's such an advantage for this defense to have an outside linebacker like that can rush the passer, because they can set the edge. They can get off the ball, and they're just way too fast for tight ends or for offensive tackles to get out and block them.
Not a lot of productivity on that last play. They'll try it again on 2nd and long from the 23. Fires to the right. Reacted well to the tip, but just couldn't squeeze the football. Instead of the turnover, it'll be 3rd down. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. They stop him after a short game, probably just wanted to mitigate the losses with 4th down coming. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Slips through the line. Oh, he left him grabbing. Can they catch him? He will score! Touchdown, Oregon!
And the offense punches it in again, and we call his name again. That's 2 touchdowns now in 2 games with still more to be played. I tell you what, I think this guy's name will be called a lot more throughout the season. He's that kind of good.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Louisiana Tech was able to cap off a close one in Ruston with a narrow victory. And that's the mark of a solid program. Pile up wins, build on games like these, and remain focused on the big picture. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain. Quarterback wants to throw on 2nd down. Fires into traffic. It's picked off. And stampeding through the defense. And he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Ducks! Look, I know it's only the 2nd quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these 2 teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
Lining up to add another.
Kicker on for the extra point.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half.
Minnesota 7.
Here's the return from inside his 10. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. He'll start this drive firing. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum, because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time to do that. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to throw it downfield. They've got to score points.
And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Perhaps feeling that coverage coming, signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 25. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Fires to the big fella. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout called. Third and short now from their own 48. They give it to him again. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, a stirring start to things today in Eugene as we say hello from our broadcast studios. It's been a fun start to this one, and this offense has really been the story. They've opened up a sizable lead, and unless something drastic changes, things might get even more out of hand. A combination of lethal efficiency, and that offensive line has been the key. They've mauled that defense and also just about broken their will. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Autzen Stadium.